Ani, Bonjour, Kwe, Tanzi, greetings. It's Catherine at Moonstarlodge with Brian at the helm of the ship, and we're here for the weekly reading of October 9th to 15th, 2023. Our reading encompasses the next new moon of Walks Tall Woman, who I will read information to you about. But before I do, I would be remiss if I did not thank the number of new people who have come forward and have sent me coffee and gestures of support. Suzanne down in London and such like. Many of you have come forward, and I'm not sure whether you're comfortable with me saying your names, but I do appreciate that there has been a little bit more support for this channel. And the other way that, if you can't financially support the channel, is to give us a thumbs up with each video. That's a like, and subscribe. Anyway, we're going to be moving on the 14th of October, which is a Saturday, at 1:55 p.m. into the 11th moon cycle of this lunar year in Indigenous perspective, and the grandmother is Walks Tall Woman. She is the guardian of leadership and the keeper of new paths, the mother of beauty and grace, and the keeper of innovation and persistence, the role model of health, physical fitness, stamina, and letting the heart's desire take the lead, the keeper of personal impeccability and the guardian of all forms of inner strength. She teaches us how to be our personal best and still be vulnerable and human, how to keep our bodies and minds flexible and in good health through advancing and retreating, how to seek and find new paths to growing and learning and leading through example, how to develop inner strength, how to attract and release, how to walk the truth. It gives me chills just reading about her. What a role model. Whereas Weaves the Web is reminding us of our inclusivity with all things in a pantheistic sense of the inclusion of the field of all possibility. This grandmother is about taking self-responsibility to maintain integrity. So she's quite the role model to look up to. Anyway, I'm still letting my inner 3-year-old have fun with all the spooky season stuff, and every week now Lonesome Leonard has gathered a few more things. Brian brought out some rather stinky, moldy boxes of old ornaments for Halloween, and I've been having great fun with my spiders and all kinds of stuff. He just rolls his eyes and nods his head and, you know, whatever. Patient man that he is. Anyway, I thought I would show you the decks that we're using this week. This is a new collection, not new to me, but a new kind of combination. So we still have the Embroidered Graveyard, The Wandering Soul Echo by Rachel Jean, The Wandering Moon Tarot by Rachel Jean, and there's a third deck by her called The Wandering Echo. If you want some really good decks, go to her website, The Wandering Moon. She's an amazing lady and suffering a bit because of counterfeiters. Anyway, the Queen of the Moon Oracle, rather than Moonology, the Raven's Dream Tarot, quite a new deck by, this is the first edition version by MJ Cullinane. Good old Samantha West's The Macabre Tarot. They're standing in this week for the ancestors that I usually use. I think those guys have gone off to Florida or something. And then Les Vampires by Lucy Cavendish. How can we have spooky season without some vampires? Anyway, all right, let's go to the cards, Brian. I find this to be a lovely reading. The energies of the readings have been escalating since September, and this one is no exception. It's an interesting message as I laid out the cards. We have the Sun, Major Arcana, the Emperor, Major Arcana, the Star, Major Arcana, Death, Major Arcana, Three of Swords, Knight of Moons, and Wheel of Fortune. So 5 of 7 of the cards are Major Arcana. Now this isn't bad shuffling. I've been using these 3 decks by Rachel Jean all week for personal reading for myself and readings for the nature of the day. So they're very well shuffled. So this speaks volumes to me. In the larger picture, one of the Major Arcana is actually duplicated. So there's validation here for the nature of this message. So our significator here is the Sun card, one of the most beautiful, amazing cards in the tarot. So it says it's enlightened, it's fun, it's joyful, it's a joyful week. And good awareness is coming. Enlightenment means just that, to bring awareness, epiphanies, joyful epiphanies. And it's clarified here by the Haunting of Bones, which in Samantha West's deck is this is the ancestor card for me this week. And this is the same as the Queen of Wands. What an amazing, passionate, fire-filled clarifier for the Sun. We have that grace, that beauty, that charm, that pure passion for something co-creative and something new. The Sun is followed by the Emperor. So this is expansive awareness of what we are looking after in our lives, the law, the orders, in the sense of creating infrastructure, making new paths when something is needed. If an emperor is in a community and they need a new road, they get it built. What we need are inroads and roads out of self. And the significator for the Emperor card is the card of familiars. And this great stag here has the full moon. So it's an intuitive awareness of a familiar which will come. If it isn't one that you already know and work with, my sense for the reading of the week is there's a new familiar being made aware, we're being made aware of. So this familiar is coming in to help with the governance of the parts of our body and our mind, our spirit, our soul that relate to how we fit into our world. So we have Sun and Moon here. And now we have the Star, hopes and dreams and healing and being aware that we can reach with all this energy behind us for something new. What's interesting is it's clarified from the Raven's Dream by the Ace of Cups, which is new emotional beginnings. It could be the basis of a new relationship, and it might not be an external relationship. It can be an internal awareness and acceptance of the the male, female, the animus, the anima, the yin, the yang, however you see it. This is about a new emotional beginning. So this is a collective reading. It will mean different things to different people. And I'm very curious to see how it manifests for myself. The Death card follows the Star, which is the transformation. Something has to go and something is being transformed to the next level. And interestingly, it's clarified by the Emperor. Very similar Ankh iconography here. So the Emperor status is clarifying that the transformation is necessary and is being governed in a good and sacred way. The transformation is not going to go off the rails. So that's a good thing. The Three of Swords seems to be publicly in the general consensus of readings as to be heartbreak and sorrow. It's also about taking past wounds, but the wisdom gained, and it's about the wisdom walk of gaining new insights into things which have caused us pain in the past. Threes are collective energies, so it's working with others. It can be, as Vincent Petisci calls it, that necessary talk with another. But it's also about recognizing that with this transformation is a wisdom about the things we are letting behind. So the Three of Swords and the sorrow may relate to what we are feeling we might be letting go. But in fact, this is a wisdom walk clarified by the Hope card. And I think that is directly in line with the Star and the hopes and dreams. So the elder wisdom I would give to us that anything that we are gaining needs not to be overshadowed by what we're giving up to move forward. This is not the focus. All of the rest of this is. So we move from the Three of Swords to the Knight of Moons, which in this deck is the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups is a passionate character. It's an aspect of us or an aspect of someone external to us. Again, fiery, emotionally fiery, but the kind of energy to kick us in the butt a little bit, so to speak. And what's being clarified here, what's clarifying the Knight, is the Immortal card from the Vampire deck. Now, this Lucy Cavendish deck, Lucy is a prolific author, and I don't find that any of her decks so far that I've encountered are fluffy and silly. She's not just pumping out decks to make sales. There's a depth to this. And this card is a really important card. The Immortal card is about the consuming family and the pressure of peers. So the balance that the Knight is asking for and being clarified by is that the consuming family not distract us from our journey here. The pressure we feel, perhaps if we are parents or in the sandwich generation where we have those in the generation above us whom we feel we need to care for, and then children in the generation below us. That consuming stuff can distract us from our journey, and this is a powerful journey. And the pressure of peers to who might think they have our best interests at hand, but in fact are attempting to dissuade us from this new journey that's being clarified here, or being presented here. So we need to walk our talk We need to say, you know, there's an imbalance here. I love my family. They've supported me through, you know, getting to where I am, but it's time to shake things up a little bit, and I have to be autonomous. So the collective here is being replaced by the concept of not being so connected, and that possibly part of the genesis of this sorrow. So the Knight is giving us the power and the passion and the courage to set up a little bit autonomously, to maintain the flow and the incredible energy of all that has been said up to this point. By setting things to right, the Wheel of Fortune is here. We have the choice to make it move forward. And my suspicion is it does move forward instead of any setbacks. It's clarified by the waxing gibbous 3 moon, which is about setting boundaries. And that's directly in alignment with this card. So setting good boundaries, new boundaries, there's always peer pressure and pushback pressure because others around us don't want us to change. They don't want the status quo to shift. There's a comfort there, but we don't grow if we stay in a comfortable place. So what a powerful reading. You can flip the camera there, Brian. This is incredible. I think this is an astonishing time. It's asking us to walk in our integrity, our personal integrity, by putting up boundaries so we can move forward in this incredible new journey predicated by our hopes and dreams. Well, I hope that this brings some guidance, comfort, direction to those who need it. And I thank you for spending the time with us as we prepare for this new moon of Wax Tall Woman. If you have any comments, I love your comments and will respond, even if it's just with a like. But I do enjoy discussion, so feel free to comment. I love and appreciate that more of you are sending me a coffee. It takes a whole community of supporters to help us maintain this channel and the cost and the time. So I appreciate from the bottom of my heart that you would help us. So until next week, miigwech, miawen, aho, and peace.